What if I told you that one of your biggest competitors is not some other business out there? No. One really big thing that's working against you 24/7 is one teeny tiny piece of text on your own website. Most business owners focus on beating their competition. They worry about their prices, their services, their marketing, but there's something much closer to home that's probably costing you more customers than any competitor ever could. It's hiding in plain sight on every page of your website, in every email you send, and it's making decisions about your business without you even knowing it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what this hidden saboteur is and how to turn it into your biggest asset. You'll also learn why the solution is simpler than you think and why most business owners completely miss it. Let's dive in. So what is this thing that's been working against you? Believe it or not, it's your buttons and instructions. Those little pieces of text that tell people what to do next. Yeah, those itty-bitty things carry a lot more power than you can imagine. And yes, there's lots and lots of data to support it. See, right now, every button on your website is either helping you or hurting you. And every single day, these tiny pieces of text have been influencing people's decisions on whether they take a step or not. And because the power of these tiny texts and instructions isn't very obvious to most people, they can be a really big advantage to get more conversions or more results in your marketing. When someone lands on your website, they're not just reading about your services, they're looking for permission. Permission to call you, permission to book something, permission to take the next step. But so many businesses never actually give that permission clearly. Instead, they write things like, learn more, or contact us, and expect people to figure out what that means. Yeah, sure, they know what learn more means, but it sounds so generic, and it doesn't compel them to do anything at all. But the text on your button, or your CTA as marketers call it, those things can actually be the thing that pushes them to see what's on the next page. But those generic CTAs like learn more, they just kind of leave people with no curiosity at all. And a lot of vagueness too, like a kind of figure it out yourself kind of situation. The problem is people don't want to figure things out. They want to be told exactly what to do. And if you don't tell them, someone else will. Let me tell you about 3 mistakes I see all the time. These mistakes are probably costing you clients right now. Mistake number 1, giving people too many choices. I know this sounds backward, but when you give someone 5 different ways to contact you and 3 different services to pick from, you're making their life harder, not easier, sorry. Have you ever gone to a restaurant with one of those huge menus? 20 pages of options? Sometimes you just give up and leave because it's too much work to decide. That's what happens on your website when you give people too many options. The second mistake is using words that don't mean anything. If your button says optimize your potential or leverage our expertise, people have no idea what happens when they click it. Are they booking a call, getting a price, downloading something? Just tell them what they'll get. The third mistake is hiding your instructions. Your button might be perfect, but if it's way down at the bottom of the page where nobody sees it, it doesn't matter how good it is. Here's a simple way to think about this. Use words that tell people exactly what will happen. Instead of learn more, say download the checklist. Instead of contact us, say book your free call. Instead of get started, say schedule your planning session. See how different that feels? People know exactly what they're signing up for. Make your instructions match what they just read. If you just explained how you help restaurants with their staffing problems, don't have a generic button that says contact us. Say something like get your staffing problem solved or download the restaurant hiring guide. And here's the big one. Only give them one thing to do at a time. I know you offer lots of services, but on each page, focus on one next step. If someone's reading about your tax help, that page should have one clear way to get tax help, instead of hitting them up with like 5 different options. This might feel counterintuitive, especially if you're worried about missing opportunities, but reducing choices actually increases action. There's something called decision paralysis, and it's real. When people have too many options, they often choose nothing at all. I'll give you a practical example. Let's say you're an accountant. Instead of having buttons for tax prep, business consulting, bookkeeping, and free consultation all on the same page, pick the one thing that makes the most sense for someone at this stage. If they're just learning about you, maybe it's get your free business health checkup. If they're on your tax prep page specifically, maybe it's schedule your tax prep consultation. How do you know when your CTA is too much? If you find yourself using words like and, or also in your call to action, you're probably trying to cram too much into one button. Simplify it. Okay, great. But how do you test your CTAs without a crazy budget or yet another fancy schmancy tool? Well, you don't need expensive software to figure out if your CTAs are working. Here are some simple ways to test them. First, ask a few people who fit your ideal client profile to look at your page and tell you what they think you want them to do next. If they're confused or give you different answers, your CTA needs work. Second, pay attention to what people actually do. Are they calling you instead of using your online booking system? That might mean your book online CTA isn't clear or visible enough. Are they asking questions about things you already explained on your website? They might be missing your Download Our FAQ Guide CTA. Third, look at where people are leaving your website. If lots of people are bouncing from a page that should lead them to the next step, your CTA might not be compelling enough or visible enough. So let me give you a couple of examples you can actually use it, maybe, for your own business. So for example, if you're offering a free audit or assessment instead of Get Your Free Audit, try using something like Get Your 15-minute marketing audit or Download Your Website Health Checkup. The more specific you are about time and what they'll get, the less scary it feels. For something like, let's say, booking calls, instead of Schedule a consultation, try using Book Your Strategy Call, or maybe Reserve Your Planning Session. That last one wasn't super strong, but I want to believe you're starting to get the idea a bit better. So again, it's sort of about being specific about what type of call it is. So for lead magnets, the people want to know exactly what they're getting and how it will help them. So instead of just some generic text like download our guide, try something like download the troubleshooting template, or like get the 5-step checklist, which reminds me, you can actually get a 5-minute checklist that helps you pinpoint the exact parts of your funnel that are in allowing you get the best results from all the time and energy and ads you use for marketing. Once you have these blind spots figured out, it becomes so much easier to be able to know the exact things to do to get better results with the same resources you usually use. And it's absolutely free, like, you can just get that checklist right now in the description if you want it. You can download, and it's an easy read, and it's pretty easy laid out instructions, so make sure you don't miss out on it. Now, here's what might be going through your mind right now. Okay, this all makes sense, but what if I do everything you said and people still won't click? This happens to business owners all the time. You make your button clear, you put it where people can see it. You use simple words, but people still don't click. When this happens, the button usually isn't the real problem. Let me show you the 3 most common reasons why this happens. This will save you from spending weeks fixing the wrong thing. First reason it could be is that what you wrote before in the messaging above doesn't really match your button. Let's say your button says, "Get my free business checkup." But the words right before that button are talking about something totally different, like how hard it is to find good employees. People get confused. They're thinking about employee problems, but your button is about business checkups. These two things don't connect in their mind. Your button should feel like the obvious next step after what they just read. If you're talking about employee problems, maybe your button should say, "Get the employee hiring guide" instead. Reason number 2. It could be that the thing that brought them to your website doesn't match what they find there. Here's what I mean. Let's say someone sees your Facebook post about 3 ways to get more customers. They click on it. But when they land on your website, you're talking about bookkeeping services. They're confused. They came looking for customer tips, but you're talking about bookkeeping. They'll leave before they even see your button. 3. You're asking for too much too soon. If someone just found you today, asking them to book a phone call might feel scary. They don't know you yet. They don't trust you yet. It's like asking someone to marry you on the first date. Maybe start with something smaller, like download this helpful guide first. Here is how you can figure out which problem you have. Watch what people do on your website. Are they reading your stuff but not clicking your button? That's usually a button problem. Fix your button using what I taught you earlier. Are they leaving your website really fast without reading much? That's usually because they're confused about what you're offering, or they don't trust you yet. That's not a button problem. So far we've talked about how important your CTA can be to the level of results or conversions you see in your marketing. But your CTA isn't working in isolation, and it's far from being the only thing you can tweak in your pages. It's part of a bigger picture. When someone clicks your CTA to download your checklist, what happens next? Do they get a thank you page that tells them what to expect? Do they get a follow-up email that helps them use what they just downloaded? Your CTA is the bridge between where someone is now and where they need to be to eventually work with you. If your CTA is download the marketing checklist, your follow-up should help them use that checklist, maybe with some tips or examples. Then maybe the next step is booking a call to discuss what they discovered. Think of your CTAs as stepping stones. Each one should lead naturally to the next logical step in your relationship with potential clients. The truth is that so many service business owners overthink their calls to action. You don't need psychological tricks or fancy copywriting techniques. You just need to be clear, helpful, and respectful of where your potential clients are in their journey. Remember that your CTA isn't there to convince people to want your help. It's there to make it easy for people who already want your help to take the next step. If you would like a quick 5-minute audit of your funnel or your process to spot the areas that you can test and improve upon, check out the free downloadable checklist especially made for service businesses with smaller teams. It's meant to help you trace the leaks in your own business and identify what your next steps should be to solve it. This way, you can make changes to those exact areas of your sales pipeline and understand your customer better. This way, you'll be more likely to get more out of your marketing efforts even with the same number of leads in future. Just click the link is in the description below. This has been Rita with ClicksandThings.com. See you in the next one.